The camera's right there? Okay, so I need to look right there so I don't look like I'm crazy. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up? This is Christopher White with my
Lashandra.
homegirl.
How you
Exactly.
doing, guys?
How you doing? Okay, you sitting here with two of H-Town's finest, and if you didn't know that, now you know. People might know me as DJ Cuss, but today I'm Mr. White, and we just talking. So, run with it.
Man, okay, first of all, I have to let y'all know this. I just received this amazing copy of It's All About Perspective by Mr. White. You have to go get this because I live by this motto as well. It's all about perspective. If you haven't got this book, you are truly missing out. I support other authors, author to author, reader to reader. This is the book. This is the movement. You gotta go get it.
Thank you for those kind words. And that book was very motivating for myself. It allowed me to express myself in ways that it made and inspired other people. So when I saw Lashandra coming out with a series of books, it just motivated me even more to make sure that I had my book out and it was on point. It's very rare that I come across people that I've worked with in other paths of life, the music industry, that have transitioned into another creative outlet, which is authorship. So, what she's doing, you didn't bring any books? Did you bring any book?
I did not bring, the ones I had, I sold.
Oh,
well, that's a good thing.
She sold
right?
her book.
I sold the book. I just left
That's
the
what
high
you're
school
supposed
today,
to do.
so I just sold the book. So forgive me, but you guys know where to find me. You see
Yeah,
all-
like this
Oh,
one.
Bam!
I met her in the deep.
I
Bam.
met her in the
See,
deep.
it's in my backpack. I carry it with me.
Now let me
What
stop.
you know about that?
What you know about that?
She look just like the cover. That's the.
Oh, that's me. Yes, I do.
Wait. You know what's funny? People say they see the book and then they say that's not you. And then I have to take my hat off, and I look raggedy right now, but I have to take my hat off and I have to smile. And then they say, "Oh, it is him."
Right. But you know how to find my books, LashandraHall.com. That's what it is. I mean, you know, I met her in the deep. I have Hello, I Am Summer. I have Dancing in My Shoes, and a new release, 355. All available at LashandraHall.com.
And you can pick up It's All About Perspective at ChristopherWhite.biz. And if you're looking for any other things like the apparel that we serve, thesharkdepot.com. So, wait a minute. 355, that's new.
Yes, it is.
Tell me about 355.
355 is a memoir. 355 is my memoir. It's basically about finding joy after tragedy. I mean, we all have our own issues in life, things that we go with and struggle with, you know. So it's just a memoir that'll help you understand my story and allow you to take my story and realize that you're not alone. Realize that there is hope, there is a positive thing that you can do with your life, even if something bad does happen.
Oh, man. I think, what's that say? Oh, okay.
We got T in the building. What's
T in
up,
the
T?
building. Just call me T.
Just call me T.
That's great. I have a new book coming out as well. It's actually in the editing stage right now. It's called Sharks Don't Sleep, and what it is, it's a blueprint for success. The GPS to success. And I know there's a lot of specialists or what they call business mentors out there. But what I've come to realize is that you can't motivate people. You have to inspire people by your actions. And that inspiration turns into motivation for themselves. It becomes fuel for them. So, Sharks don't... Okay.
Tell me this, Chris.
Okay.
Tell me this. I know what inspires me to write, but
Right.
what inspires you to write?
Well, it's a combination of things. I'm one of those people that I guess you could say I've lived probably about 10 lives in one.
Right.
So in my 40 years of being here on this earth, I've been able to do some incredible things. I've been able to meet some incredible people. And those different walks of life have taken me down many different paths, from the music industry to just personal growth. I worked in the prison. I was a psychiatric specialist for the state of Iowa. Do I look like I would have been a psychiatric specialist? No.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. So, what inspires me most is actually my family. You often want what you don't have growing up. And I didn't have a father in my life. I was the oldest of 7 kids. So my mother was the sole provider. My brothers and sisters, they all looked up to me. So at an early age, my aunt instilled into me the idea that I had to set an example. Now, what that meant, I didn't know at the time. But what it's grown into is that people will follow what you do, and they will judge you by what you do, not what you say. A lot of people oftentimes say, do as I say, not as I do. But if I'm someone who's hyper aware, I'm going to follow what you're doing, because if it's successful, it should be successful for me. If it's wrong, but you're getting away with it and I think you're winning at it, I'm probably going to do it because I think I can win at it too. So my daughter, my son, I have a family and a husband. I've been married for almost 15 years. That's motivational for me. I aspire to be everything that I saw in other men growing up. So it gives me the motivation to try to be the best that I can. And then when I see people like yourself, hold up. Now, when we first met, she was a part of a rap coalition, and she was the only female artist in this group. And they came to my home studio, and we were able to create some things. And I said, wait a minute.
I remember the days.
It was crazy. So for her to transition from what she was doing before and then coming into this fully blossom adult entrepreneur is so motivational to me. So when I see her doing things and I see her posts and I see all the accolades that she's received in regards to her creativity, it lets me know that, you know what, the only person that can stop you is you. And she ain't stopping. So I'm not stopping either.
What we stopping for?
What we stopping for? Can't stop, won't stop. That ain't just a motto, that's a way of life, right?
It's a way of life, man. You gotta do it. You gotta just keep striving. No matter what people say, no matter what people do, you gotta do for you and just keep moving.
For real. It's real out here. And a lot of people, I see them sometimes, they don't see what happens at Starbucks. They're interrupting our broadcast. So a lot of people, what I feel hinders them is fear. That trepidation, that fear of I might fail, that fear of I don't know, that fear of what if it doesn't work? Well, what if it doesn't work?
You know, and it's so funny that you say that, because that used to be one of my problems.
Fear
Fear used to be one of my problems, and I can be honest and say, because I used to be like, well, I could do this, but what if I do become big, or what if I do blow up, or what if 10 million people do see me? What am I gonna do? Honestly, I used to be like that, so therefore I would recoup and just wouldn't do certain things because I was fearful of actually being great, you know. But I had to.
Wow.
I really
the fear of being great.
Fear of being great, but I had to realize, why not me? You know, I work hard enough. I do what I'm supposed to do. I treat people kindly. I treat people like they're supposed to be treated, and I always put God first. So why not let me be great? You know, why not allow myself to be great? That's why you see me hustling so hard. That's why you see me doing the things that I do, stepping out of my comfort zone, stepping out of my box, making sure that I don't do the same things I was doing. Because what it say about, what do you call an idiot?
Someone who repeats the same cycle, expecting to get a different result.
Expecting to get a different result. And that's what I was doing the same things, expecting a different result. So now when you see me stepping out of my box, it's for a reason.
It's for a reason.
It's for a reason.
Hey, like my boy Slap says, it's grinding for a purpose. You have to have a purpose and awareness about everything that you're doing. A lot of people want to change their situation. But wait a minute. Matter of fact, I got a question for anybody that's viewing this right now. How many of you guys are working a job that you hate? I guarantee if you could raise your hand, everybody would raise their hand. Now, how many of you guys are working a job that you hate, but you can't quit? Think about that perspective. You have to continue to do whatever it is that's getting you by, because you haven't created options for yourself to do something different. And the only way you create those options is you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you're not, you're going to be stuck in that same situation. I have this fear. I have my own fear.
Okay.
I call it FOBA. F-O-B-A. It's a fear of being average.
That's deep.
I hated being what I considered the smallest guy on my football team, but I was the biggest guy when it came to leadership. People would follow me anywhere. But here I am, 5'11", barely 6 feet tall, and I have to play in a division where you have guys who are averaging 6'3", 6'4", 260 pounds. But I beat out all of those guys because I proved to myself that I wasn't average. I can't be average. You want to be All-American. I want to be All-MAC. It's a difference. So when you can inspire 10 other people on your team to feel that same way, you're going to do some incredible things. So imagine if you start to inspire all of those people around you. I've had people that have received my book, that have purchased my book, and said, you know what, now I'm going to write my book. And I guarantee you've had the same thing.
I have too. And just each book sale, it does that for me. it does something to me to see each person book by book inspired by something I've created. I've had people come to me, you inspire me to be a better person. You inspire me to start a project or finish a project that I once started. You know, I love the story of completion. You know, and if I can inspire somebody to complete anything that they've started, I'm winning.
And you know what's funny? A lot of people start things and they don't finish them. You know what that's called? The law of diminished intent. That means where you could have finished everything in the beginning if you would have just took it head on and said, I'm going to do it today, do it right now, right this second. But you said, I'll get to it later. I'll finish my book later. I'll finish this paper later. I'll start my business next week instead of right now. And that's what a lot of people get caught up in, that putting it off till later. And listen, we live in America. You can be and do whatever you want. You don't have to wait for someone to put you on. You don't have to wait for someone to do anything for you later. You can do it right now. Man, what's the low battery mean?
Don't worry about it. Okay. Like we saying, you can do anything you want to do right now. Don't wait for anybody to approve it. Don't wait for anybody to disapprove it. Don't wait for anybody to tell you, okay, you can go ahead and do it. I'm okay with you being great. If you have people in your life that you think are holding you back, you need to push them to the side and say, hey, you holding me back.
Cut those sandbags.
There you go.
Cut the sandbags.
Okay? You guys have to realize that nobody's holding you back but you. Nobody but you. You have to live your life for you. And the people that belong in your circle will be in your circle. Don't worry about friends that are holding you back or friends that are negative. You know, they're not made for you. Those are not the friends at your highest level. They're not going to be able to keep up with you. Therefore, they're not going to be in your circle in the first place.
Exactly.
So if they can't keep up, leave them behind, because you want people in your circle that can keep up, bring something to the table, if not add to it.
Add to it and push you.
There you go.
We've been talking, and she told me about her next project, and I said, you know what I have coming up? And I said, and I thought about it. I have this equipment. I have a recording studio. Why wouldn't I use this and repurpose the situation? Okay, I have an audiobook coming out. You know what that led her to say? You know what?
I want to record an audiobook.
Exactly. So the energy, this is synergy. That's energy feeding off one another like an atom. It's bouncing around. Next thing you know, the other atoms are saying, yeah, let's go. I like the way this feels. Let's move.
What did we say earlier? What was one of my posts? Small minds talk about people. Average minds talk about events. And then great minds talk about ideas.
Perfect. How long are we going to run this? Because we can keep doing this forever. And I know they're probably bored.
Who is this? Let's see. We got Maricela Alanis. God bless you guys, and love seeing people who win. We are
all
here to
day.
win all day, every day. And I hope that we can inspire you. Our mini talks. We do this every other Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah, we got to start doing this a little with some more regularity.
Get some regularity going on here, because it's like, the idea just popped up. Hey, let's start recording this. You know what I mean? But, the idea popped up, so we're going to run with it. But we hope that anything that we said, that you could take from it and take some good from it and motivate yourself day in and day out. Always remember, put God first. And like I signed all my books, be good, be kind, and always be you.
And like I always say, continue blessings and continue success. Come on.
Peace.